Today's project is this cool speaker cabinet. It is no longer a functioning speaker. My neighbor removed all the electrical components and brought me this cabinet, but it's in really good shape and it could be functional, but right now it's not. Here's where I tell you all about how I'm turning this into a bar cabinet, but the circle cutout piece turned out to be structural, so plan B, cat condo. Let's do it. So this all started when I came home to a surprise delivery from a neighbor who's a musician. He had this old speaker cabinet that he removed the insides from, and he thought I could do something with it. And I agreed. It was in really, really good structural condition, but it did need some love and a new purpose. I started by removing the old speaker cloth. It was just screwed in as a separate piece, so all I had to do was remove all those screws and it came right off. Okay, so I cleaned it up and I removed what was going to be the door and the speaker cloth that was on it, but we're going to have a little change in plans. This is what happens in furniture flipping. So this piece here, I believe is structural and there's no easy way to get it removed, and I think I'd have to rebuild the shelf in there, and that's just more work than I want to put into this for what I can sell it for. So we are going to pivot and turn these little holes in this shelf is actually kind of perfect for a cat condo, which was one of my original ideas. So we're gonna make this into a cat condo instead. Although I couldn't remove this whole piece, I could remove whatever this attachment is. I'm sure it has a technical name. I have no idea. Let me know if you know the name, I'm curious. But that was just screwed on, so I took that off so there are no sharp edges for little kitties. I also decided to use Restore a Finish rather than completely refinish this because most of the wood is in really excellent condition. There's just a few spots, so I did sand off on the top a few spots. I'm going to see how it looks with Restore a Finish on top of that. Worst case, I'll have to refinish just the top, but the rest of this looks pretty good. With this product, you don't have to top coat. It goes right on and it kind of conceals any imperfections. You just apply it with a cloth and then wipe it off. That's kind of it. It's really easy. This was a good candidate for Restore a Finish, but something to note is that it is not always the right product. This product only works on like a lacquer finish, not polyurethane. It has to be in pretty good shape already. How it works is it melts the existing finish, and then it has a little bit of stain and a little bit of oil in it, so it kind of blends in any imperfections and seals it. It is not a miracle cure. If you have like deep imperfections, it's not going to work. Additionally, if you think you want to refinish this later on, it can make refinishing it more difficult down the road. But if you have a piece like this that just has some minor imperfections, it can be a wonderful, wonderful solution. You may have noticed there was no top. That's because it originally was speaker cloth. I removed the speaker cloth and then I cut a new top out of a scrap piece of oak I had. I know this cabinet is not all oak, but I'm not trying to buy an expensive piece of walnut for a cat condo. I just don't think that it's worth the money, and I know that oak is beautiful and I can get the color to match pretty closely. While I had the saw out, I went ahead and cut out a new backer board. This is just a cheap backer board from the hardware store. Side note, it was so hot the day that I was working on this. Now going back to the top, I stained this using a walnut color, applied it and wiped it off. And after that stain had dried, I applied 4 thin coats of oil-based polyurethane to protect it. To attach it to the top, I just used a combination of wood glue and some small brad nails. I mixed up some quick wood, this is a 2-part epoxy, and used this to fill the holes that remained from where the screws that had attached the speaker cloth to the front of the cabinet were. I just filled in the holes, sanded them smooth, and then gave the entire thing a fresh coat of black paint. Yes, it was already black, but fresh coat of paint never hurts, and I needed to cover up holes that I had filled. Okay, kitty condo time. I picked up these peel and stick carpet tiles at the hardware store and cut them to size using a utility knife. Instead of just sticking them on, I also stapled them in with a staple gun for some added security in case some cats got a little extra zealous. I also wanted to put something on the walls, so I found this peel and stick product. This is a scratching mat. It is intended to go, it can go on walls, it can go on furniture, it can go on even upholstered furniture. And I consulted a couple of cat friends on this, and they said that this was a good product to use, so I put that on all of the interior walls. And as the final touch on the inside, I got a 2-pack of these hanging cat toys that hang from the ceiling, and I stapled those up using a staple gun. Going back to the backer board, I covered it in this peel and stick wallpaper that I already had. I wanted to add a little bit more interest, and simply just attached it to the back using a brad nailer. As a reminder, here is the before, and here is the after. I think this will be perfect for a stylish cat. It is much more attractive than those cat trees you see. I am donating this piece to the local Humane Society. They will be auctioning it off at their annual fundraising gala. So if you're interested in that, it will be online and in person, and I will share the link when it's available. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more furniture flips and tips. Bye!